that's a good place to start. If you don't feel like putting makeup on, don't. Hi, my name is Allison. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. This is a chatty get ready with me. I forgot to film an intro, so here we are. I hope you enjoy. So the first step is primer for me. I'm going to be using the Milani Prime Light Primer. I bought this at Target a few months ago. I really like it. I guess I don't put too much thought into what primers I use. I'm not too picky. I will say one thing that I look for when I'm picking out a primer is I want it to have a glowy, dewy base to it. I'm not a big matte makeup person. Personally, just for myself, I like to have a little bit of a glow and a kind of a sheen to my skin. And actually, one of the questions I got on my Instagram story was kind of talking about drugstore versus higher end products. This one is really, really great for a cheaper alternative. But my favorite high-end primer, which I would say it's relatively comparable to this Milani one, it's the Becca Backlit Priming Filter. I think it's probably $45. And I love that primer. It's so good. It does the same thing. It kind of gives you a glow foundation. You guys, I haven't updated my makeup in so long. This might be surprising to a lot of you, but I just use the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. This is the Dewy and Smooth. It's kind of dotted all over. Also, this probably isn't really my color right now, but it matches my self tanner on the rest of my body, and I guess we'll just really have to work on blending today. A little fun fact, I've actually had this YouTube channel since 2016, and I had uploaded probably 5 videos that are now on private. I don't have them so people are able to view them, but they were all makeup tutorials. I used to be really, really into makeup. I mean, I still love it, but I used to really go all out and try out new looks, and every year for Christmas I would ask for eyeshadow palettes, and it was just really fun to me. And part of me, I really want to get back into that, but obviously given the state of the world right now, if I'm not going anywhere, I don't put makeup on, but it's still a passion of mine. I still really love it, and when I'm in the mood to do my makeup, I go for it. So I feel now we have a decent base. One thing that I'm really mindful of is I have a lot of redness and discoloration around my eyes, so I always take this Real Techniques kind of buffing brush and just kind of go around and make sure that the foundation is really blended on my eyelids and beneath my eyes, because I do have a lot of discoloration around there. And then I just kind of go over the rest of my face and just kind of blend out anything that the sponge missed. So I really love this foundation. It's not super full coverage, but you definitely can blend it to how you want, which is typically what I look for in foundation. Yeah, sometimes you're feeling you want a lighter coverage, sometimes you want full glam. So I would say for a cheaper alternative to a higher end foundation, this one's really great. I also use the It Cosmetics CC cream, and I really, really love that. I'm just gonna conceal. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect concealer. I do get it in a little bit lighter of a color because I like to focus on my under eyes. Like I said, I have most of my discoloration around my eyes, so I just want to brighten it. And then I also put my concealer on any blemishes and trouble spots that I want some extra coverage that the foundation missed. I want to get into some questions that were asked on my Instagram. So the first one, this is my favorite question ever. How to stay true to you in a world full of beauty standards. This is such a good question, and it's so relevant. I think everyone watching this can say that, as women there's so many standards and beauty standards that are kind of thrown in our face from a young age. And sometimes I even go as deep as to like, you know, if I were to be like going out to a bar or to like a dinner with friends, I ask myself very often, like, am I putting makeup on for myself, or am I putting makeup on because I feel like I have to be going to this nice place, you know, I'm gonna be seeing people and I wanna look presentable. And you know, the truth is, the way that you look without makeup is how you look, and you're beautiful, and that's how you were made. And you know, like I talk about the discoloration around my eyes, like, okay, that's normal, and if I want to cover those up, I can, and if I don't have to, and no one's going to treat me differently. That doesn't change who I am as a person, and it shouldn't change how I feel about myself, because whether I have dark circles or red around my eyelids, like, I'm still Allison, I'm still me, I know who I am, and I most definitely listen to myself, and I'm very, very mindful of how I'm thinking about myself, how I am speaking about myself. I think, you know, you want to be the type of person that when you're around friends, you want to be that person that uplifts your friends. You want to be that person that, you know, calls out your friend when they're talking bad about yourself. Like, you know how that is when you're getting ready with a bunch of girlfriends and someone's like, oh my god, like, my hips are so wide, or my skin is so bad. Like, I encourage you to be that friend, to be like, hey, stop talking about yourself like that. Like, I love how your hair looks today. Or, you know, I think that you fill out that dress really, really well. Like, it really highlights your body shape. As women, we really are taught to find the flaws in our face, in our body, in the way we dress, how we do our makeup. And I think, you know, staying true to you really starts with your mindset, and it starts with how you are thinking about yourself and how you're speaking about yourself, even, you know, not just in your appearance, but in who you are. You have to really love the core of yourself, and you have to dig deep and really acknowledge those parts of yourself that you maybe don't like. And maybe you'll come to realize that maybe society taught you not to like those things. I remember I used to be really, really insecure about my eyebrows because they're a lot darker than my hair color is, just like naturally. They always have been, and they've always been really, really thick. Different beauty trends, sometimes thin brows are in, now it's like super big feathered brows, and it's like, you have to realize that you were made how you were made for a reason. No one else looks like you, and that's so beautiful. So you can't be comparing yourself to other people. I guess I can sit here and like talk to the camera all day about how, you know, just love yourself and speak kindly about yourself, but I guess some tangible advice I would give is unfollow accounts and people that make you feel bad about yourself. If you follow a model on Instagram that you look at their photos and you feel bad about your body, or you feel bad about your lips, or you feel bad about your eye shape, unfollow that account, unfollow that person. It's not that deep. Also, someone else's beauty does not mean that you're not beautiful. Like, you can be beautiful just as that person is beautiful. And I think, stop being so harsh on yourself. I'm like sweating talking about this. Maybe I'll do a whole video on this. This was a really, really good question. I always ask myself if I'm doing things for myself or if I'm doing it for other people. And I think that's a good place to start. If you don't feel like putting makeup on, don't. In college, I was actually like the queen of mini skirts and thigh highs, like for going out and everything, but there were times when like I just didn't feel like wearing something like that, and I would totally switch it up and wear like an oversized hoodie with a sneaker. And like, you can do that. And I remember like sometimes like guys in passing would like say things to me like, oh, you must have a boyfriend. And it's like, I'm wearing a hoodie. Like, what? Like, there's just so much stigma around women doing what they want to do and what they feel comfortable doing, and at the end of the day, you just gotta have tough skin, and you gotta have confidence in yourself, and you have to love yourself, and everything that you do needs to be for you, not for someone else. The contour stick I use is the NYX Bright Idea, by the way. I love cream contour. I just put it on my cheekbones and on my nose for a little bit of definition. I'm gonna set everything that I just did. This is the Becca Soft Light Blurring Powder. So as you can kind of see as I'm going through this, I use like a fair share of drugstore and high-end products. And honestly, like I said, I don't do my makeup a whole lot. I used to have like a lot more variety of like higher end, but I feel like whatever works. And I'm kind of to the point in my life where I would rather spend money on like skincare products than makeup. So, but I really love Becca. They have just great everything. Next up, I bronze. This is like my favorite bronzer. I've used this for so long. It's the Wet n Wild bronzer. This is in the shade Sunset Striptease. It has a sheen to it, so once again, it like kind of makes your skin glowy. I just take this fluffy brush from Morphe and just kind of bronze my whole face, and then I go in with more of like a contour brush later on, as you'll see, to kind of really like highlight, or not highlight, but contour my cheekbones and like my nose. But right now I just kind of add a little bit of bronziness to my whole face. And I love the glow that this product creates. It's like just the best shade for, I feel like, my features. For brows, I just use this clear brow gel from Maybelline, and I just take a spoolie and I always comb upward and like kind of opposite, because it just fluffs them up a little bit and gives them some more volume, and then I do the same with the actual product. The next question I want to answer is how you started meditating. So I honestly don't know. I would say probably 2016, that year, my sophomore year of college, I found out about like spirituality, just like through a bunch of books that I was reading and everything, and then meditation was kind of introduced to me that way, so like through reading. I started meditating that year, so it was like 2016, and I don't consider myself to be like a pro meditator. Like, I'll be real, I don't do it every day. I'm not someone that it's like super ingrained in me. But I do it from time to time, and I believe in meditation, and I will 100% advocate that like everyone meditates, because it's so good for you on so many levels and for so many reasons. The reality is you can meditate doing anything. I could be sitting here like in silence doing exactly what I'm doing, like without a camera, and you could consider that meditation. Meditation for me is just sitting in stillness with yourself. You could do it while you're running. You could do it while you're walking your dog. You can do it while you're walking to the coffee shop. Just acknowledge what's around you. Acknowledge the sounds you hear. Acknowledge how you're feeling. Acknowledge the thoughts that are coming in, and then kind of release them. You don't have to attach a label to anything when you're meditating. You're just kind of taking your thoughts and your surroundings as they come. As a kid, I've just kind of discovered this memory recently. I love the winter time. I love the snow because I love how quiet it is outside, and just like the stillness of winter. And I remember just being a kid and like putting on like my snow pants and my winter coat, and I would just like lay in my yard and just like look up at the sky, and just like looking back, that was meditation. Like, I was meditating as a very young child, and I think the label of meditation probably freaks a lot of people out, because you think I have to be this like super spiritual like hippie person that does yoga, and like that's so not true. There's so many ways to meditate, and there's so many ways to like tailor it to your lifestyle. Eyes now. This is what I do every time I put my makeup on. like a full face of makeup, I always use the same bronzer I used on my face, and I take like this little fluffy kind of flat brush and I just apply it on my eyelid and kind of bring it up to my crease as well. I feel like it just helps. One, it fixes that discoloration further, kind of like what I was talking about before. And it just gives you, once again, a nice glow. And it just makes your face kind of look, for lack of a better term, like cohesive. Like the same shade and tone that's like around my face is also on my eyes. And I feel like if you have, like, love the look of just like a thick bushy brow with like a bronzy, like a subtly bronzy look on the eye. There's just nothing better than that to me. Next question is skin flare-up go-tos. So I assume this question means just like when your skin is not cooperating with you, like breaking out. I can say honestly, I don't really suffer with too much severe acne. I 100% get zits, but it's mostly like hormonal. So it's around the time I get my period, and it's usually like on my chin and around my mouth. How I help with that is I stop wearing makeup if I was before. I think it's so hard because you're like, oh my god, I have all this acne, I want to put concealer on it to hide it. But you gotta just ride the wave. You gotta just accept that, like, hey, I have a zit. Second is I wash my pillowcase. I actually just did this 2 nights ago because I started breaking out on this one side of my face, and I feel like that's usually the side I'm sleeping on. You need to wash your pillowcase like once a week if you're not doing that already, because your oils and just that gunk on your face that builds up on your pillowcase, and that's, I feel like it's one of those sneaky things that maybe a lot of people don't think about. But I would say less makeup or no makeup. Wash your pillowcase. Use a good spot treatment. So my fave that I've talked about many times, where is it? My fave, I've been using this for probably like 5+ years, is the Mario Badescu Drying Lotion. You just take a Q-tip and you dot it on your face like overnight. I hate to be this person because I 100% like am aware of this, but I have a hard time with it, is kind of look at the things that you're eating at the time. I know for me, when I'm like eating a lot of dairy products, my skin isn't happy with me. So if that's like a sacrifice you're willing to make, try it out. If not, same. Camera died, but I just did, I lined the bottom of my lash line. This is the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia. And I just used this like dark brown and then this Morphe like flat, really thin brush. And I just kind of go and dust that and then kind of smudge it and make it look a little smoky. Now we're on to my most recent makeup obsession, and it's winged liner. Okay, I used to be one of those people that I'm like, oh, I love it when girls do winged liner. It looks so good, but I could never figure out how to do it until one day I was probably in my bathroom until like 11 p.m. just like practicing winged liner, and I finally kind of got a technique down. Can I do it on camera? I don't know if I can do it on camera. I'll try. But I just use, this is the NYX Epic Link. This is the NYX Epic Ink Liner. This is in brown. I actually use a brown color because I think it looks fun and bronzy, like with the rest of my makeup that I usually wear. But I'll show you how I do this. I just kind of go on my lash line and I like to flick it out. I'm literally not breathing when I do this. Okay, so you have a nice thing and then you bring it in. And then it looks like shit until you fill it in. And I promise you, the less you act like you care, the better your wing's gonna be. So just be like, oh yeah, I don't know how to do this, and then it always ends up fine. I did the wings. They're not my fave. I already curled my lashes, so I'm gonna go in with my mascara. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Length mascara. I heard someone on TikTok talk about it, so I bought it. It's like okay, it's not the best thing I've ever had, but honestly, I'm not too picky about mascara and it works. Next is blush. This is embarrassing. This is the e.l.f. Baked Blush in the shade Peachy Cheeky. This is so old, it's probably outdated and it's probably gonna give me like a rare skin condition. It's so old that I have it duct taped. I cannot speak. But it's just like this really pretty baked blush. I'm so sorry. This is literally probably from my junior year of high school, but I still use it because I love it. Look at that. It's like a nice little sheen, cute little pink vibe. Love a baked blush. Put that on the apples of my cheeks. And then I also drag it like over my nose because I saw on TikTok you're supposed to do that, and so that's what I do. This is my favorite step of the whole thing. I'm going to highlight using Opal by Becca. This is a little mini version, but Becca highlighters, I will never use another highlighter all my life. I also have Champagne Pop. They're just like so pigmented and they just make your skin look so fresh. You guys remember like 2016 when highlighting became a thing? I was one of those girls that had like, I literally looked like a disco ball. Like my skin looked wet. Probably still does, but I'm like here for it. I love it on the tip of my nose and I like drag it on the bridge. I just put it everywhere. It's fun. Got a question about favorite stores, I assume like for clothing and stuff. Aritzia, I'm obsessed with Aritzia. Everything about it, the clothing, the branding, 10 out of 10. Recommend. It's expensive, but it's good quality and everything I have from there is like out of this world. So Aritzia, Nike, Urban Outfitters, Princess Polly. I love Princess Polly. Zara. I feel like I shop at all the basic stores, but I love like stores that are just on trend and like chic and fun, and I love loungewear. I love like, you know, nice, more professional business attire wear, like all of the above. Those are my favorite stores for sure. Completes the look. I am a little upset because so I'm at my parents' house, so I had to like pack all my makeup and I forgot my setting spray and I forgot my lipstick. But I typically use the shade Honey Love from MAC for my lipstick. That's been an OG for me for so long. And then for setting spray, I actually just use the Mario Badescu like toner water. It just kind of hydrates and adds more of like a gleam to my skin. I don't know if it really like keeps your makeup on, but makes your skin look really good. So that is going to be it for this video. This is the final look. I just want to thank the very few people that did ask me questions on Instagram because this was really fun. I love to know kind of like what people want to hear me talk about because I love to talk. I'm very passionate about like so many things, but I want to make sure that I'm making content that people care about and that people, you know, find meaningful and interesting to watch. So once again, thank you so much to everyone that did participate in my little Instagram poll and ask me questions. Like I said, I'm Allison and I make videos that kind of revolve around lifestyle and fashion, a little bit of beauty, spirituality, wellness. I don't want to put myself into a category or a box because I'm a very multi-dimensional person and I have a lot of passions and interests. So each video is very different, but each video is super fun to make, and I appreciate everyone for supporting my channel and for watching my videos. Your kind words, your messages, everything means so much to me. So thank you everyone that's been so supportive in me starting up my YouTube channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. you.